Clay soil can either be your biggest gardening headache or your greatest asset. It all depends on when and how you feed it. Many gardeners try to fix clay soil in the wrong season and end up undoing months of progress without realizing it. The truth is, there's 1 month when feeding clay soil actually transforms it, and if you miss that window, you'll be starting from scratch come spring. Why timing is everything with clay soil. Clay is dense, slow-draining, and often low in oxygen. When wet, it compacts easily. When dry, it turns to stone. The secret to managing clay isn't to fight it but to work with its natural cycles. And that starts with timing your soil feeding around its moisture balance. The best month to feed clay soil is right after your main harvest season, usually late autumn when the soil is still workable but not waterlogged. In most regions, that's October or early November. During this time, the soil's microbial life is still active enough to break down organic matter, and rainfall helps draw nutrients deep into the profile without compacting the structure. Feed it too early, and summer heat dries out your amendments before microbes can use them. Feed it too late, and cold winter soil slows decomposition to a crawl. That's why this short autumn window is golden. It's when you can truly reset your soil for the next growing season. What clay soil really needs. Clay isn't naturally poor. It actually holds more nutrients than sandy soils. The problem is accessibility. Nutrients are locked up because the soil particles are so fine and tightly packed. Your goal isn't to add more fertilizer. It's to open up the structure so roots, air, and microbes can move freely. So, that means focusing on organic matter, and not just any compost, but the kind that's light, fibrous and packed with microbes. Things like well-rotted leaf mold, aged compost, and decomposed manure are just perfect. These materials actually coat the clay particles, breaking up the tight bonds over time. And every season you do this, the soil gets darker, softer, and honestly way easier to work. Here's what I do every fall to feed heavy clay and keep it improving year after year. Once your summer crops are finished, just remove any weeds or leftover roots, then loosen the top few inches of soil with a garden fork. There's no need to turn it over. You really just want to create air pockets for the amendments to settle into. Next, spread a 2 to 3 inch layer of rich compost or aged manure over the surface. If you have access to it, mix in some coarse organic material like shredded leaves, straw, or coconut coir. These help aerate and balance moisture. Then, sprinkle a handful of wood ash or crushed eggshells per square meter to add calcium and trace minerals. Finally, just water it thoroughly. So, moisture, it really activates microbial activity and helps draw the nutrients deeper into the clay layer. Then, if you can, go ahead and cover the soil with mulch or a winter cover crop like clover or rye. This protects the top layer from compacting rain and erosion, while also feeding the soil biology all winter long. Why you shouldn't skip this step. If you don't feed clay soil before winter, you'll face hard, compacted beds in spring that take weeks to recover. You'll spend time re-loosening soil, waiting for it to drain, and trying to rebuild what cold and rain destroyed. By feeding it now, you're getting ahead. Microbes will spend the cool months slowly digesting that organic matter, and when spring arrives, your soil will be soft, aerated, and bursting with nutrients. It's not an instant fix, but it's a lasting one. Clay soil responds to consistency, not force. Each fall feeding builds on the last, turning stubborn ground into fertile, crumbly earth that plants absolutely love. If you garden on clay, don't see it as a curse. It's actually a blessing in disguise. It holds on to nutrients beautifully once you bring balance and life back into it. The key is feeding it in the right month, while microbes are still active and moisture is steady. So mark your calendar, gather your compost, and give your soil its annual meal this autumn. You'll thank yourself in spring when your plants take off faster than ever, and your clay soil finally starts working with you, not against you. For more organic gardening tips and real soil wisdom that lasts, make sure to subscribe to Gentle Herbal Living. Share this video with fellow growers and keep nurturing your soil, because healthy soil is the foundation of every thriving garden.